So I'm going to do a video of the complex of the residence, and just to let you know, these are all the villas that we're staying in, and the front entrance to the Green Palace is over there. So all these villas here, they're 2 bedrooms with a lounge. Ours supports up to I think it's 4 single beds and 1 king size bed. So I'm walking you around the residence. We're right next to a main road, but that's not much of a problem. Right, so I'm just going to walk down the path. So again, you have the villas here. A swimming pool is around the corner there, which is behind the villas, which is a massive like lagoon type swimming pool. It's really big, pretty cold, but these here are special ones where you can have a private pool, probably a bit bigger. Can't really see those. So I'm just walking to the end of the path, which is kind of the split from the residence to the Green Palace. So the Green Palace is over that side, and the residence continues round to the right. So again, over there, that's where all the villas open up, and the swimming pool. You can just about see it. It opens up there. It looks really nice. But I'm going to continue down this road here. Like I said, Green Palace is up that way. I'll go up there after I've got around the residence part. Because like I said, it's kind of separate hotels. Like, the residents can use the Green Palace facilities, but the Green Palace can't use the residence facilities. So I'd say it's more quiet at this end. So when you get to the bottom of here, you see the road to the residence section. Which I'm just getting to now. It's very quiet because it's about 20 past 6 in the morning. People don't tend to do anything till 9ish. So I don't know. I'll try and zoom in, but just back there you can see that there's a little barrier. That's the entrance into the park. And never go right of that, because there's nothing there. It is just more hotels, whereas to the left it's full of shops. So if you go to the left of that entrance there, you can see a bit better now. If you go to the left that way, there's all the shops. To the right, there's nothing, as we found out. So there's the names of all the villas. And I think again, these are those villas I was pointing to, like the ones where I said they had a separate swimming pool, little swimming pools. That's the front of them. And we think the presidential one, we think there's a couple of presidential suites, which are really big ones. We think this is one here, and we think that might be one over there. Actually, we think there might be some actually in this side of the complex at the back. So I'm going to go up to here. This is where kind of the main reception area is. And behind there again, there's just more bigger, I think, presidential villas. Those buggies, they're really handy. The staff help you with your luggage and take you to your room when you come. which is very handy. It's very quiet. If you just overlook the back there, that's kind of the Green Palace area. It's kind of sectioned off, but you can get into it by quite a few access gates. So I'm just walking through the main section now. Into this side here is an office. Not really sure what they're doing there, never been in there. To the right here, this is a reception. This is where you go when you check in. You get a nice welcome here. That's reception there. And then you've got a lobby area there. And it means swimming pool. The restaurant part is over here. And the bar area is over there. 24-hour bar in this section. Does cocktails, Malibus, all sorts. Pretty much everything you want. This is quite a really nice side of the pool because it's very quiet. Like I said, the Green Palace people can't use this section. There is a spa just in front there, so the restaurant's that side. Reception's there. Offices, toilets, and like a seating area, which is quite handy for when you're leaving home. So if you want to like leave your cases near reception with them, you can probably sit here and spend most of the day waiting for your flight, or you can even just still chill in the pool, or even go and have a relaxing massage, which my friend is doing. You get a 20 minute free massage, which then they give you some consultation after and let you know how bad or unhealthy you are, and they will then say that you need so many sessions, and will try and lock you in a little bit to paying some money, which my friend has done. There's a gate down to the Green Palace just there. So anyway, I'm going to walk up this long section here. We're still in the residence area at the minute. To the left of me is all the Green Palace section, which I'm going to come back round, but I just want to show you the residence section for now. They put towels out every morning on these chairs. They roll the towels onto them. And if you're a resident, you're known by brown towels, and if you're Green Palace, you're known by blue towels. And that's how they kind of that's an identification sometimes a little bit as to who you are. You can help yourself to towels up there, and in the afternoon that's unlocked, that little drink thing where you can go out and get some water. Nice palm trees. You know when you're on holiday when you see palm trees. So I'm walking down the long kind of road down to the beach, but it's just a small issue. The beach bar here is actually under construction because they're renovating it, so it's all moved around. I'm just going to show this bit because it is part of the Green Palace, but I can't be bothered to go around it. There is ping pong tables there and mini golf there, which we haven't actually done yet. Another gate in. It's not a long walk down to the beach at all. I was going to say it is, but it isn't. We've come in April and the weather's been nice, but it can be cold in the evenings. It's chilly this morning, but I'm still walking around in shorts. So that's another part of the Green Palace there. Actually not really sure what that is. So beyond that you can see a clearing and some trees, and that's where the sea is. Again, I'll probably show this bit of the Green Palace to the left there. That's where they actually do shows. And shows are every day at 9:30. Can be a lot of dancing just in there. I think this section under here has been closed off, although it's still open, you can walk around it. But I think it's been closed off because of the beach construction, so I think there's like 3 luxury villas back here. Again, they're private, and I think there was a pool there which has been drained, which again looked lovely, but unfortunately not quite ready. So normally you go to the beach down there, but it's under construction, so you can't, basically. Like I said, as I'm walking down this path, you can see the little sort of gate area, fence. That's the left hand side is the Green Palace, so they're all side by side. There's Roma Villa. So you can see they would have a pool, but that's been drained. And then there's another villa just there. That was Manly. This is, again, that's all Green Palace. Come to that. Thai Villa. Oh my god, people are actually working. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get to the end of this section, because technically what would happen is that this would be the resident side of the beach. So again, I've said it's under construction. You can see they're working on things around here. So at the minute you can't get to the beach area. So we can't really show you much about that, but it's kind of a work in progress at the minute. Again, generally residents have their own private beach, and I have been told that Green Palace can't go on that side of the beach, so that's that. So this is pretty much, that's the not Green Palace, that's the residence area. It's quite quaint, it's very quiet. The food, okay, the menu doesn't change much, but there's enough on the menu if you're staying short periods to make it, you know, quite luxurious. They do some nice food, and my wife had some shrimp yesterday, and we had beef fillets, beef steaks, kebab meats, beef carpaccio, some sort of octopus thing that I can't even remember the name of. I'm just going to go directly to the beach. Although I've cut into the Green Palace via that gate, like I said, there's lots of gates going up that little alley to cut in. I'm not going to try and show much of the Green Palace, although I'm in it. So I'm in the Green Palace section now. I just want to show the beach and the section of the beach for the residents, because we have our own section. Which is where I'm heading now. Again, the complex is full of trees, everything's kind of kept tidy. I mean, yeah, granted, they're doing this beach renovation, which is a shame, but by next year, hopefully that should be finished. And you can see here, you've got these little huts. If you're in one of the bigger villas, those huts are actually free. If you're not, you can pay for them. But to be honest, I don't see the point. Okay, yes, it's shady, you can have some shade, and there's also a free butler service. But for me, there's a bar which I'm coming up to right now, which is open from, I think it's, can't remember now, I think it's 10 till 6, which is in the all-inclusive. This is the toilets, by the way. So the bar is just there, and that's open from 10 till 6, all inclusive. It doesn't have a lot of alcohol. It's mainly restricted down to vodka, gin, wines. So this is the beach. No, I'll hit the Green Palace side of the beach because I'm just here and it's just easier. So this is the Green Palace side of the beach. Obviously it's quiet. So down there where those little huts, top of huts are, that would be the residence section, but at the minute you can't use it. So you've got these here, which is the Green Palace section. Let's see. Try and be still. It's a man. I'm not on my own. I'm not totally crazy, look. And I don't know whether you can see this, but you can see the mountains. So we'll zoom in. Get some mountains back there. Start to reach a step away from there. See the mountains? That section up there we haven't been up to because I think it might be part of another hotel. So we don't bother. Lifeguard thing. Because the sea can get quite rough. Some boats over there, zoom in. Hello boats. So, yes, this is the Green Palace section. Also the next section there is also the Green Palace section. Sorry if I'm bumpy now because I'm on the sand. My footprints, obviously. So you can see the time. Maybe you can't see the time. I can see the time. On that beach bar there, it does open at 10 and it closes at 6. You can also get some fruit here, water. It's 19 degrees. It does not feel like 19 degrees, but it is 19 degrees and it's at 6:48. And there's the little fridge to help yourself to water. That's a lovely part of the beach. That's the security huts for blue towels. When they come down, they can ask for blue towels. We made a big mistake. We came down because we didn't know when we got here about the brown towels and blue towels. But basically we came down, asked for blue towels and got a really perplexed look from the staff. Okay, the spoken language is a bit difficult when they're trying to understand English, so be patient, don't be aggressive. I think be nice is kind of the attitude to use. After a while we realised that basically we were supposed to have a towel card, but that was for the Green Palace and that isn't anything to do with us. So although we're allowed to go and use it and stuff, we're actually supposed to have the brown towels which the hotel in IC Residence put in your room every day. We just didn't know they were for the beach. So there's like a pier section, but I think it's been battered by the weather, which is why it's closed off. Go this section. There's a water sport area. Notice you get some shade here as well. Again, this is part of the Green Palace section. That's the water park area there, so you can do things like jet skiing and banana boats and I think some sort of canoeing, some weird buggermare. So this section here on the other side is the residence section. Again, you've got the huts there. Like I said, if you've got the smaller villas like we have, you have to pay for those huts, but if you want to use the lounges at the front of the beach, you can, and that's free. You don't get a butler service obviously, but you can just walk to the bar, which isn't far away, which is just over there. That section there. It's very quiet. That's the one thing, it's very quiet, and if you sit here with a blue towel you get asked to move. So brown towel residence people only. I'm not entirely sure about this section though, because it's kind of in the Green Palace bit. There's some tennis courts. I think the courts are free to use, but you might have to rent out the rackets and the balls. So I'm in the Green Palace section now, so I'm going to start here and work my way around. So I'm not going to go around that section because technically there isn't much around there, it's just the sort of beach end. Like I said, this section for residents is only here temporarily whilst they do the work. It would be shifted all back over to where it's supposed to be, which makes sense. So look at the sun trying to come up. So I'm going to go back around this way. It took us a while to work out what these huts were here in the middle, and we've worked out there for kind of therapy. So if you're having massages, I think you can have these luxurious massages out in these huts. There's also some beach volleyball. There's a little kids play area here. Surprisingly my children haven't used it, saying that only one of them's that young to really probably feel comfortable in there. I think the other two would feel a bit embarrassed, but then they're kids and they probably wouldn't, so who knows. People do play beach volleyball, it's just not there to look good. I've seen it, it's not a myth. You've got these little shower blocks here as well, and changing rooms. That one there is a changing room, so you can change, shower yourself. There's the bar, and back to the bar. Look, so things kind of do a loop round here. So now I'm in the Green Palace section, so just centre. So you can see they do some activities. I've seen a man walking around with a bow, and obviously people playing volleyball. They do bowls. They tend to do bowls on the beach just up by that area there. So you've got archery, darts. If you want to do fitness and stuff on holiday, fair play to you. It's supposed to be a relaxing holiday in my eyes. Air rifle shooting near tennis courts. I have not done any of this stuff, which is crazy. But yeah, so there's the activities here. So again, to the right, beach volleyball. Right, to the left here, there's a little snack bar, and I can't remember what time it opens, but I think it's something like from 12 till 6, and they do things like potato pancakes, cheese pancakes, salads, waffles, which are a massive hit, but they only do waffles after 3 o'clock. They do baked potatoes, so they do the baked potatoes before they do the waffles, so that stops just before 3. It's got chips, it's got hot dogs, meats, like not proper meats though, they don't do a lot of meats here. And they have a waitress that goes around and gets drinks from the bar and brings them to you, so that's quite handy. Can get quite busy, but it's quite nice. Again, these are those sort of luxurious type hut things. It's a very pretty area, and like I said, they keep the whole place pretty tidy. Like, you know, the grass is cut short, flowers are always looking great. I'm not really sure about these things, they look weird, but they kind of add to it, I suppose. Good palm trees. So to the right, oh by the way, sorry, not to the right, to the left. To the left, there's a little, I don't know if you can see it, there's some goalposts just behind the palm trees, so you can either side. I don't know whether you can see it. I think you can see it on here, so you can play like little football if you got football. To the right then, again, like we're in the Green Palace section now, so it looks like there's a lot more to do in the Green Palace, and yes, there probably is, but remember, it's probably going to be busier, so depending on your preference, if you prefer a relaxing, quiet holiday, then I'd say residence is the best. If you want like lots of stuff to do, busyness, then Green Palace seems to be also an option. So you can probably see the timings: 10:30 till 12:30 and 2:30 till 5. They use this water park, which is really good, but I've not used it. I'm not a huge fan of water, to be honest. My wife wants to try it. We've got various different slides, big slides, but they're all pretty big slides. The kids are quite frightened to use these, however, so alright. Just beyond this is like a, well, it says enjoy the circus, but what it is actually is the kids club. So in there they've got some kids activities, slides, little Ferris wheel thing. They do some sand painting or something like that. I've not really been in there because the kids are a bit old. The youngest wouldn't want to go on her own, and we wouldn't want to leave her on her own, no offence, but we just, you know, it's just the way we are. But obviously parents do. So, but I mean, that's pretty cool. It looks pretty cool for kids, young kids. So that's that section there. To the left of us here is the snack bar. Again, that opens between 12 and I think it shuts around 6. And that does serve all sorts like chicken, fried chicken, lamb meats, pizza, burgers. That's a good point, I didn't see any burgers, but they do burgers. Desserts, salads, pretty much everything else the other one doesn't do really, so they kind of bounce off each other a little bit. You can't get waffles here, and the waffles are pretty good. I keep saying that, waffles are good. So that's that. Notice there's just no one here because it's too early and everybody's a sensible person and I'm clearly not. So again, there's a teens club, so obviously this building is for the slightly older children, but I know nothing about it. It's probably got like, looks like they got like football tables, things like that in it. So the next section here to the right is like a kids water park, you know, if they're younger. You got some toilets right next to it, which are really handy. That's the great thing about this place, like in all the key areas they got good toilets, clean toilets as well. So this is the kids water park area. Ooh. Gets pretty busy if you leave it late to come down here. People do the whole towel thing, you know, just put their towel out so they can sun off the towel for the day, and probably only spend about 20 minutes here whilst the towel's been sat here for about approximately 5 hours. It's quite frustrating. Or you can do the other thing where you put your towel down it and you actually sit on it, and then somebody comes along and tries to move it whilst you're on it, which has happened once to us. Again, language barrier there, but in the end I pretty much think she got the message that I'm sat on it, go away, was my response, and we were sat there because it was a mix of shady and sunny. One thing I am going to point out, there's a lot of pools in this place, and this is probably the shallowest because all the other pools are 140 centimetres, which is up to my neck area. I'm not the tallest person in the world, but you know, for kids all the other pools are pretty deep, so bear that in mind when they go in. This is the shallowest pool. It's kind of up to knee height, but if you lie down it's quite pleasant, and it seemed warmer than most pools. I don't know why, whether it's a smaller volume and it gets hotter and quicker, I don't know. But again, later on in the daytime you'll find all the water comes on this water slide and it's pretty good fun. I will say though, those staircases there, they look hard, and when the water comes on, everything's plastered in water. I remember taking the little one up there and I basically couldn't see or breathe because there was so much water pouring down. Trying to get up the stairs it just felt relentless. She was petrified and I was blinded because there was just so much water in my eyes I couldn't see. So we came back down. The older two got used to it, basically, you know, moved quicker but safely, because like I said, you know, they're hard steps, there are some hand barriers, and they love the slides. It's nice, they're nice size for kids that, you know, aren't too confident in the water. And there's also a shallow kids pool here, some dolphins, because dolphins usually spit out water from their mouths. Sorry, I might sound really sarcastic, it's just humour. That's my sense of humour. Right, so this is the water kids park area. Again, that's still part of the small kids club. I've not been in there for obvious reason. I'm not a small kid. So walking away, again there's another changing cube there and some showers to get cold before you even get in the pool, so it regulates you quicker. I did say this section gets quite busy. I'm going to say it again, it gets quite busy. So if you want to get here, I'd say between 11 and 12 is the best time to sort of pitch your tent, if you want to call it that. That's what people kind of do, because it's quieter. You leave it till 2 o'clock, you've probably got no chance of getting out of bed, and then you'll resort to what that lady did and just try and move my bag and shit off it, even though I was sat just directly in front of it. So back onto the main path. So far I've done 30 minutes, so it just goes to show you how big this place actually is. I will point out this is the Green Palace section. There's bowlings in there's bowling in there, but I must admit, I think you have to pay. There's also these little bike things and cars that you can rent and go around the complex, which look quite fun. So I've not been in there. Looks good. Again, now this is another small section, kind of like the, you know, there's no water here, but I say there is water. There's no standing water. It's all just like spraying out water, so it's just more like for kids to run through. My kids never, well, I haven't actually used this section. There's a little cafe there. You can't go in there with sort of swimwear, so just remember that. We've not actually stopped at this cafe. I think we should try it a bit later and just see what we can get. Some nice cakes and obviously coffee and stuff like that. Right, you know, this is interesting because I have no idea what's up there. So I will take a quick look, and if it looks boring I'll just come back down. Lots of woodland type sectioned off areas. I think this might just be ways from the hotel rooms down to the, you know, the areas like this. I think so. So I'm not going to go up that area, but you can see there's some of the hotel rooms there. This section here is where you can eat. It's just on stilts above water, concrete pillars then, sorry, not stilts. You can eat some food from the restaurant on those, and sometimes they do barbecues a little bit further in from this section there, so that's quite cool. Just walk down, so lots of trees, very picturesque. Oh, I can't talk now, it's too early. Some wildlife, lots of birds. So we've got a bar here which actually hasn't been open. It could be a seasonal thing, perhaps it's still too quiet to have 2 bars open, because there's two of these type bars, one there and one a bit beyond it. But yeah, like I said, it's not open. So we've got a swan house here. Like I said, people can sit on this section up here and eat, and you generally do see the white swans, but probably too early. Even the swans have sense. The pool technician there cleaning the pool. Staff are really busy here. They're really attentive too. Yeah, you know, try their best. So you can see they're cleaning the pool right now. So the pool sort of section out. Like I said, all the pools are 140 centimetres. See that? There's no shallow end. Well, there probably is steps to get in if you want that, or ladders. Steps over there. I thought that was a shallow bit, but it's only shallow because of the steps. The barbecue area is just in that hut just there, just over there. sign with everything. Right, so the main hotel's over there, and there's lots of sections to it. Another pool here. Another pool here. Apparently I reached the maximum size of 4 gig, which is amazing. It's the longest video I've ever done. Another pool here, again 140 centimeters. That bar there is open, I think it might be 10 till midnight. It's open for a long time. There's a little bridge to get over sections. That's another pool. There's quite a few pools, like I said. I think there's, if you include the residence pools, there's 1, 2 over there, which, like I said, is quieter, so it's not a problem. Over here there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 pools if you count the kids pools. 5, 6 if you count the water splash area. And then there's an indoor pool, which is situated, so the pool from here goes straight under the bridge to there. And there's an indoor pool in there. Not been in there yet. Some sort of little dancing area there that nobody's ever used, because I'm not sure, again, it's seasonal, so you might not use it. This is the pool bar that's open. It does cocktails and like all the sort of local spirits and things. There's another pool over there, which I will walk back in a minute. I'm just going to quickly pop in the hotel. So I'm going back over the bridge. I'm not going to stay in the hotel too long, because I'm not really come here that often. The buffet sort of food is over in this section here. Excuse me. So this is the entrance from the bottom end of the hotel. There's a proper entrance if you're coming in, which is actually a floor above. So that's where all the food is for the Green Palace. I'm not going to walk around it because I can't be bothered. And there's shops, tiger fur, little convenience shop there, jewelry shop, photos. Again, obviously it goes all the way down there, the food. I've been there once, and I'm not going there again because it was just far too busy. It doesn't look busy now, but dinner time. A little souvenir shop there, bag shop here. Down there I think it's like a hairdresser's, and the entrance to the pool is just in that building there, which is actually a spa. So actually I could quickly take you. Oh, by the way, let's just make sure this doesn't fall. Up there is the entrance to the actual hotel. It does look pretty grand. And there's the indoor pool, which looks fantastic. Probably heated as well, I think. I think they've got some conference rooms in there. Toilets are there. Lifts are here, just beyond this area. I'm not going to go up to the main entrance lobby because you probably see pictures of that. There's a video of it all from height. It's kind of like walking around a place like, I was going to say Lego World. It's not, obviously it's got no Lego, but you know, the size of the building, the complex itself is massive. So just remember that. Like I said, we come over here to use the pool bar in the evenings because the residence bar is, again, like I said, it's very quiet over there, but if you get a bulk of people, it can get quite busy in that bar, so we come over here and it's quiet because a lot of people don't sit outside in the evening. It's nice to sit outside, all the pools are lit up, everything's really, you know, again, picturesque. I will say the one thing I did say about when you leave the hotel and go to the left, you can catch buses. It's not very obvious again. We had to ask. Asking's difficult over here because, like I said, sometimes they don't understand. But the receptionist did say something about the letter D. So if you see the letter D on the side of the road, that is where buses will stop. And the bus that takes you up the strip, where all the shops are to the left, is the LC07, I think it was. And it also takes you to Old Town, and I think it's €4 each. So bear that in mind. If there's a few of you, you know, that can add up. And if you've got to make a trip back, because I think it's €4 one way, so it can add up. We found out from our hotel that the taxi service do a two-way trip to Old Town for €55, and that was great because the taxi driver picked us up, dropped us off at Old Town, he parked up and he stayed. So when we were ready, he took us to a shop. The shopkeeper, the shopkeeper come out and spoke to us and said that when we're ready to come back to the shop, and he will phone the taxi driver. The taxi driver is just waiting for you somewhere in Old Town, and he comes back and takes you back for €55. The good thing about that is you don't have all that hassle of not knowing where you are. So from here, I'll get back to that story. The residence section's over there. So this is still Green Palace. So going back to that previous story, yeah, it's good because you don't have all the hassle of not knowing where you are. You sort of get dropped off. You know you've got a starting point and a collection point. And I think that takes some of the stress away. In Old Town, it was pretty spooky because you just get hassled in every single shop, especially if you go early. Don't go too early, go around 2ish. If you go early, you'll be the only people, well, you won't be the only people there, but you'll stick out like a sore thumb, as we did, and we got hounded every single shop. Come here, you know, why not buy from me, blah blah blah. You know, it's their culture, it's their way they do things. I personally think we got ripped off in Old Town. We didn't try and haggle. They boosted the prices up, and because we were just so naive at the time, we just did it. When we went up to the strip to the left, we found out that generally there was a lot cheaper stuff there. You know, I ended up getting a branded t-shirt. Okay, they might not be properly branded, but I mean, they looked good. Really nice tops, polo shirts, and it's something like €12, whereas before I probably paid about 25 or 30 euros because I'm stupid. We also found some handbags, end of season handbags. They were €10, and they were like Prada, Louis Vuitton. They were just really good, solid handbags as well. They weren't cheap knockoffs. They looked well made. They didn't have any defects, and they were €10. We couldn't get over it, and there was lots of them. So yeah, this is the quiet pool, by the way. Children under 16 aren't allowed to be around this pool, and again, it's 140 centimeters. That's a surprise. And I think the other one over that side is also a quiet pool. So if you're in a quieter area with no kids, you can come over here. There's some sort of private section there, and that we have no idea what that's for. It's probably just a shaded thing, but I got a feeling it's just not open. There's another bar here, but again, it's a seasonal thing. They don't open this bar, which is a shame because I expect the people, adults, would like it. Toilets are there, and pretty much I've gone round the entire area. I haven't gone around this corner, so I'm going to just quickly check to see if there's anything decent. No entry. Why would you just want to go into a little circle with some trees? Okay. There is like a hotel. That's the hotel there, the Green Palace, and that's our section over there, residence. So you can see residence. Child, don't want to film a child because you shouldn't. So down there is where I first started. and you can see the alley villas, which I'm guessing are lake villas. We're in lake villas. So I'll quickly take you to the open part of the pool, because we've pretty much done a full circle now. And I've been walking for about 40 minutes. My gosh. 40 minutes of walking around. I expect the wife's not going to be happy because she'll be in bed, sort of having to deal with all the kids, getting them up for breakfast, and here I am just having a little stroll. She sat outside. I can't see her. But yeah, this is the lake villa, and like I said, it goes up and around, and you've got all these things. If you're on the top one, you get a little island that comes down like this, and if you're not, then you get sections just underneath the pool. Very tidy. Pool's quite cold. It's all one depth, 140 centimetres, which I've already said is pretty much all the heights of the pools, bar the children's. And there's a hotel. They can overlook this, but I don't think they can actually use it. And security will walk around and they will check. Same for if you're new here. If you go into the restaurants, they do ask you for your room number. If you go to the private bit of the beach, they will ask you for the room number. Don't be scared when they do that. They're not going to charge you if you don't use a hut, because a family that we saw here, they were sat on the blue section of the beach, and I thought that was a crime. Not being snooty, but well, I suppose that's so snooty. But I thought, you know, we've got our private bit of the beach where they sat on the blue towel section. Cat. And when I spoke to him, he said, oh, it's because they were asked for their room number and they got told that it would be free for today, but after that they'd be charged. I then told them, were you in a hut? And they said yes. And I said, well, that's what the issue is there. It's because you're in a hut. If you just stay on the beach side without using a hut, that's free. And they bring out these comfy mattresses. You didn't see them on the beach, but these big white memory foam mattresses for you to lie on the sun loungers. It's so much nicer. So yeah, there we have it. They've taken me around pretty much the entire complex, bar the top lobby of the hotel, which, to be honest, you could probably see on the internet anyway. It's pretty grand. I think there was a big piano. It's where all the reps would stay. That's the one thing about Thomas Cook. We went with Thomas Cook. We've had no dealings with Thomas Cook at all. It was pretty bad regarding information. I did ask to speak to one, apparently they'd left. I left my room number because they were apparently going to ring me, and they didn't ring. So I've not bothered seeing the Thompson rep. The great thing about the residents is they do private taxi transfers to the airport, and apparently that's free if you're in a villa, and it's like a luxurious van that they will sort out for you, which is really handy to know. And to be honest, next year we paid for a Thomas Cook private taxi. That cost us money. We could have had it free from the hotel. We didn't know that. It's just, you know, things you learn. And like I said, here I am on that bit of the road. Never go right. There's a bus. Never go right, always go left. That's me out.